Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Rogan. For those of you who are seeing me for the first time, and for those of you who know me from day one, welcome back to my channel. This is Bahamian Gyal, home of big hair, bold looks, and big laughs. I show you how to break the internet without breaking the bank. So today I'm doing this vlog style. I know that there are so many people out there who want to join this platform, this YouTube platform. They don't know how to start, they don't know where to start, and they don't know how much it's going to cost. Well, I'm going to show you that you don't have to spend any money in order to get this YouTube channel off the ground. I'm going to show it to you. I don't care what anybody says to you. I don't care if they say you need this, you need that. You do not need anything other than great content, discipline, and creativity. You understand me? Content, discipline, and creativity. That's the CDC, not the Centers for Disease Control. So just stay with me, and I'm going to show you everything that I did when I first got started, and you can do it too to get this channel up and running. Let's do it. Let's go. So when I got started with my channel, and I think I've said this before on this platform, I signed up in 2017 for my YouTube channel, but I didn't get started until last year. That's 2019, October was my Halloween video, and that was officially my first, for me, my first video what I put together for the channel. And it was a Halloween, what was it? It was a Halloween makeup tutorial video, because Halloween is my favorite holiday of all time, and it's coming up again, right? So I was one of those people who was like, well, I don't have all the fancy backdrops. I don't have a great studio. I don't have the huge space. I lived in a townhome in Nassau, Bahamas. And it was a nice size for me, but it wasn't anything that, like, you know, it wasn't fancy. Hold on one second. I used to watch YouTube and see so many wonderful videos of individuals who had like the fancy schmancy studio setup, you know, because sometimes I think we forget that these people started somewhere. It's very rare, unless you're like a celebrity or you have buku dollars, you have a lot of money, that you will just start at the top. So a lot of these people, if you scroll down to the bottom of their feeds, you will see where they started, and a lot of them didn't have the fancy schmancy studio setups. They didn't have any of that stuff. They grew into it. But if you're like me, I don't like to grow into things. I just want to come out the gate swinging, like bam, like, you know, here, this is where I am. And that's not always a good thing, because growth has to happen. There has to be a process. You have to start somewhere. So I started with that Halloween video. I did it in my townhome, which was not big. And I sat in the front of my computer. I had a Canon Rebel camera. All right, come on out. I had a Canon Rebel camera that I wasn't even using, because it just, for me, it wasn't coming, it was kind of blurry. I guess I didn't have the right settings. So I just ended up using my my camera I ended up using my camera on my computer, my Mac built-in camera. That's what I ended up doing. And it's crazy. I have to put some air in my tire, y'all. I got to put some air in my tire. It's crazy because I enjoyed the quality, but I knew it wasn't the quality that I needed it to be compared to what was going on YouTube. Yeah, guys. So, sorry, I had to make a little stop. What is that squeaking sound? It's much later now since I'm recording, because I had some stops to make, and I had to concentrate while I was driving. So, but like I was saying earlier, a lot of people think you need a lot of money to start this channel, and you don't. You need what I call the CDC, and I said that before in my intro. You need your content, you need to be disciplined, and you need to be creative. Let me start with being creative. You don't need a lot of backgrounds, a lot of backdrops. Like I talked about having bought some backdrops from Savage off of Amazon, and that's what I use for my backdrops, the yellows, the oranges, the whites, the grays, all those different colors. And I bought them for like $30-something to $40-something. But you don't have to buy backdrops. If you have a plain wall in your house that is clean, because you don't want to show like a nasty wall unless you really just don't care, and that's a part of your brand, to show a dirty wall. Find a clean wall in your house or in your apartment and go from there. Just film up alongside that. If you have some artificial flowers or some artificial plants or even real plants and flowers, you can put those in the background. I was up against a corner in my bedroom because my place isn't huge, but I wanted to do something completely different rather than just the plain wall. And so I used these Christmas lights that I got from Target, and that's what I use in the backdrop. And I had like an artificial plant, and I use that as well. You have to use what you have. You know, if you have things at home that are just sitting there, why not use them, right? So don't think you have to rush out and buy a bunch of things. You don't have to rush out and buy anything. You can just be creative. Look at what you have inside of your house and go and use that for your backdrop, because you want to create an environmental shot. You want to create a nice little a look for your channel. And so if you have particular colors that you use, if you use greens, blues, whatever, use that in the background, just so people can get accustomed to knowing what your page is going to look like, what your channel is going to look like. Okay, lighting is very important for your channel, but a lot of people cannot afford to go and purchase expensive lights. So, and I'm sorry, this is my seatbelt rubbing here if you guys are hearing that, but you don't have to spend money to go for lighting. Use the daylight. Right now I'm recording well, I'm not outside, but I mean I'm driving outdoors. You can use natural God-given light. Open up a window, open up a door in your house. Wherever has the most light, do that. You might want to, if you have a great back porch, film on your porch or in your garden, and use that. That way you kill two birds with one stone, because you have a great backdrop with your garden or your porch, and you have God's natural light. Now, if you're like me and you get to the point where you want to film early in the morning or late at night, obviously the sun's not going to be up, so you're going to have to invest in some sort of lights. But more than likely you have lights inside your home anyway, some sort of lamp, some sort of something that you can use to record your videos with that fluorescent light. And that's what you use until you can do better. And just take all the lights in your house, and if you have like those lamps, put them close by you so you can get a nice little light. You don't want to wash yourself out. You don't want to be too overexposed, but you want to make sure that you have enough lighting for you. But use what you have inside your house. Sound is another great thing. Use your cell phone to record voiceovers. You don't have to go and buy a microphone. I bought this little MOVO mic, and I'll show you what it looks like. And it must have cost me like $15 or so, but it wasn't expensive to me. But I know some people, again, if they don't have the money, then don't use it. One of my favorite vloggers, her name is Shameless Maya Washington. She's on YouTube. I'll put her up here. I'll link to her. She talks about recording, and sometimes like when she first got started, because I guess she's in a good place right now, so she can afford the best equipment. But when she first got started, she would take her cell phone to record, and she would put a blanket or something over her head to muffle the sound. And I thought that was just ingenious. I mean, I used to work as a reporter, a daily reporter, and shoots, you better learn these little hacks, because sometimes the station ain't buying you new equipment, so you have to figure out things that'll allow you to record and get the best quality without spending a bunch of money. So that's another way that you can record, just using your cell phone. And speaking of your cell phone, my first few videos were not shot on a camera, so a lot of people think they have to run out and get expensive cameras in order to record content. You just have to want to start. Use your cell phone. I don't have a fancy iPhone. I have an Android, and my Android is like an LGK or something like that. I'll link it down below. The phone that I have, it was a free phone that my phone company gave me when I signed up. So I didn't pay any money for it. But it takes decent photos, and it's right now I'm recording with that. It's just so easy. It's much easier than having to lug around your big camera. So it's perfect for me for when I'm vlogging and that sort of thing. So use that to record. As long as you have good sound, good lighting, and a nice phone, you'll be okay. Another thing that I use, because you know, when you're dealing with YouTube, it's all about the look, right? So I have to make sure that my thumbnails look really, really good. And I have Photoshop on one of my laptops, but I don't use it as much because it's just too tedious. It's complicated, and for a lot of people, Photoshop is not easy. It's not easy to learn, and it's not cheap. So I use Canva.com, and they are awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. They have so many templates that you can use that I use every single day of my life for everything, for Instagram, Facebook, for my personal work, personal capacity, whatever. I go to Canva.com, and it's free. When I first started, I was using Photoshop, and then I was using PicMonkey. But PicMonkey is nice, but I don't think it has the capabilities that Canva has. And I just recently signed up to go premium, and that was after damn near a year of using, I'm in a 30-mile zone. Yeah, let me keep this at 30. That was after a year of using, what was I saying? Yeah, I was using PicMonkey for about a year, and then I ended up going over to Canva, and I haven't turned back yet. And even though I have Photoshop, I rarely use Photoshop on my phone, child. Everything is Canva.com. So please check that out. You'd be so surprised at how much the capabilities on the site. There's so much that you can do, and I would advise anybody to go there. As far as music, I've gotten so many copyright claims on my channel, which isn't a strike, but I don't even like seeing that on my channel. I don't like to see the copyright stuff. And so I've now been getting music from epidemicsound.com, Epidemic Sounds or sound.com, and I'll link it down below. But that's what I use now for music, because I just don't have the time to be seeing these copyright claims and them muting my videos. Like, some of my videos have been muted, and so if I could go back in the past, I wouldn't have used anybody else's music, just gone on Epidemic Sound and use them one time. So I would advise anybody who's coming up right now to use it now. The thing with that is that there is a cost for Epidemic Sound. I think they have like a free trial that you can use for a month, but after that you have to pay. So if you want to use the music that's licensed to YouTube, go ahead. Just know that you're going to have to, once you get monetized, you're going to have to split your cash. So that's the free route. Or if you have a friend who has music and they want to debut their music on your channel, or they want, hold on one second, it's going to get a little dark right here. If you have a friend who wants to debut their music on your channel, let them give you some music. If you're an artist, you sing, you play instruments, put that as your background music, because I know you're going to get monetized one day, and I don't want all your money to be gone. I don't. So go that route. But check out Epidemic Sound. This is not a sponsored post at all. It's just my honest to God opinion. That's what I use. Okay, so what else is there? We've covered background, we've covered lighting, we've covered sound, we've covered the graphics for your channel. What else is there? Just bring your personality to your channel. That's what's going to bring people there. Your winning smile, your talent, your creativity, all that sort of stuff. Oh, tripod, because you want steady shots when you're recording, right? I didn't always have a tripod. So what I used to use was, I used to take my cell phone and I used to stack it. I used to stack up a bunch of books, and then I would have something behind the phone, and I would prop the phone up so that it was facing me. And I had it like landscape, what do you call that? Horizontal. I would put it up there horizontally, and then I would record myself. I would advise you to get a little clicker that you can, the little Bluetooth clicker that you can use so that you can start and stop your video. It's not 100% necessary. You can always just press it and then get into your video or start recording. But I'm all about doing things on the cheap or for free. Free is my favorite word. Not when I'm working, though. I don't want to work for free. But if I can do things for free or they're cost effective, then that's the route I will go. But I don't want you to get into this thinking that you have to spend a ton of money just to get on this platform. I used to think that all the time. I was so mistaken, thinking that, I have to spend this amount of money if I want to be taken seriously, if I want to look legitimate, I have to spend all this money. No, you don't. You absolutely don't. And I would also advise you to see all those people who you really respect on YouTube, all those people who you really, really love. Look at their old videos and see where they started. And I said this at the beginning, but look at those old videos and see where they started. Everybody has to start from somewhere. And their lighting may not have been bomb, their sound may have been a little off, their backdrops may have improved with time. Let me see if I can get through this corner real quick. Hold on. Skirt. Yeah, did it. I'm going to Sweet Frog, y'all, because I want some yogurt. But yeah, man, please get on this platform and don't waste any time. I know some kids are going to be watching this as well, because you know, teenagers, 8-year-olds, whomever, some 40-year-olds, some 50-year-olds, some 70-year-olds might want to be on this platform, and they're like, Jesus, I don't have no money for this. This is just a hobby. And that's another thing. If it's a hobby, you want to look professional. You want to take it seriously, but you know, you might be experimenting and not really ready to invest money into it just yet. Well, then don't. You know, don't. I hate this thing squeaking. Sorry, guys. I gotta protect myself. I gotta keep the seatbelt on. I know it's making that squeaking sound, but you know, until you figure out that this is exactly what you want to do, then go easy on spending. You know. You have a solution. That's why I say you have to be creative. You have to absolutely be creative and find ways to do things without spending a bunch of money. And as far as discipline, I know this is just a video that talks about where I'm talking about just creating on a budget. But I will say this to you guys. When you get on this platform, you want to be disciplined. Because if you want to see any level of success, if you want to grow on this channel, you absolutely are going to have to be disciplined. And I'm talking about disciplined in the sense of, you know, sometimes creatives, we say, oh, I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like doing that. I have those days too where I'm like, I just want to lie in my bed, or I just want to watch Law and Order SVU. I don't want to do nothing. I ain't trying to do nothing. But you know what I always remember? I remember the successful YouTubers who are on, who are making a great living, who are making a killing right now, who are getting their due. You know, they scheduled their stuff, but I say scheduled for you guys from the Bahamas. They schedule their stuff so that if they're sick, if they have those days where they don't feel like working, all that stuff, you know, their content is still up on their channel. And I would advise you to do the very same thing. You don't want to be slacking off this early in the game. You know, and maybe you just need to think about this a little bit more. Think about whether this is something you truly, truly want. Because if it's not, don't worry. Don't come here. Don't even bother. I told somebody just recently that sometimes for a 15-minute video, it takes me 6 to 8 hours to create. And that is not a lie. That is not one lie. Between recording my videos, setting up, fixing my face, finding something to wear, all this thing takes time. All these things take time. Just getting ready, just the editing process. Speaking of which, when I first started out, I didn't have Final Cut Pro 10, which is what I'm using to edit these days. I started out with iMovie, which was preloaded on my iMac. But I know that some people can't afford Mac products, nor do they have them, nor do they want them. So you don't have to get those, okay? There's like Premiere, Adobe Premiere, which costs money. This is a channel, this is a video about getting things basically for free or at cost. And so I'll tell you, Final Cut Pro was available to me, for not just to me, for people in my jurisdiction in the US. I got a 90-day free trial. You should take advantage of that. If you're in a jurisdiction that has Final Cut, you can get Final Cut Pro. Please download it. They're so generous. I gotta say, they're very generous to give you 90 whole freaking days. And during that time, don't slack off and just do one video. This is the time now, especially if you don't have the money to buy the software entirely, which it cost me like $330 something bucks, right? But it was an investment because this is what I want to do. In those 90 days, I recorded so many videos and edited so many videos that I have videos lined up for weeks on weeks on weeks. And that's what you want to do. You want to knock all these videos out. They can be 5 minutes to 20 minutes to 30 minutes, whatever, however long you want your video to be. Just record them, set them up, and edit them. Okay, just edit everything and put it out there. That's your 90-day trial. After that, if you have some money and you want to buy it, you can, but you don't have to. Okay, you don't have to. There's free editing software on your phone. I used to use, oh gosh, InShot. I went into my Play Store, my Google Play Store, and I downloaded InShot, and I would edit on InShot. Now, I'm the type of person, I'm really old school. I feel like I need to sit at a desk and edit, and that's why I made the investment to get the software in the long term. But let me tell you something. If I didn't have the software, and if I didn't have my iMac, if I didn't have my iMovie preloaded, you better believe Rogan was going to be sitting right there on her phone editing, because I don't play. Like, when I want something, I'm going to go get it. That's just me. So I hope that's the same. I hope that you're the same way. You know, if you really want this, go and get it. But I think I've covered all the elements. If there's anything else that you guys want to know, please drop me a question down below. I love to see people coming to this platform. They got billions of people on YouTube, and there's space for way more, because I can offer something what that person can't offer, and you can offer something that I can't. But I don't want you to not be on this platform because you feel like you don't have the money. That ain't an excuse. You just need to be creative, disciplined, and what? What did I say? What did I say? Let me see if you were paying attention. You have to be creative, you have to be disciplined, and you have to be what? Now, I forgot what the hell I said. What did I say?
Huh?
It wasn't committed. It was the CDC. Anyway, whatever it was, rewind it back and you'll know what I said. I can't remember. I just literally had a brain fart. I'm not kidding. Anyway, guys, I'm about to go inside and get me some ice cream from, what's this place's name? Sweet Frog? Something Frog. Sweet Frog must be. But thank you so much. I can't wait to see you all on this platform. And when you start your channels, please drop me a note down below and tell me, hey girl, Rogan, I started my channel. Thanks for the tips. Say something so I could know and I could check your channel out and I could see if you're doing all the stuff that I told you to do. But thanks so much for watching. Give me a big thumbs up if you like this video, comment down below, and of course subscribe to my channel. You can also find me on Instagram and Facebook at This Bahamian Gyal, and I'm also on my blog at www.thisbahamiangyal.com. Every Wednesday 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time you will see a new video dropping from me. Thank you so much. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Mwah.